Hello everyone, and welcome back to What If Future Trunks Was Like Vegeta. This is part 3. As always, I'll leave links to the previous parts in the description and in the cards. As always, I'd like to remind you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, it really does help me out. I'm also on Patreon. I'm trying to make what I do here on YouTube more of a full-time thing, so if you want to support that, Patreon is the best place. You'll get your chosen name featured in every video while you're subscribed, and if you're super tier or higher, you'll even be able to watch all of my videos completely ad-free. And on top of that, I now have YouTube membership for only 99p, where you'll also have your name featured. Please consider one of these options if you want to support my channel and content further, as it means that I'll be able to focus more time on the channel. Thank you all very much. Last time, Trunks proved that Vegeta was his father by his disgust at the group and their power levels. When Goku arrived, Trunks made no secret of his past, almost blaming Goku for the state of the Earth, before giving him the heart medicine and leaving. 3 years later, after Trunks arrived and blasted down Jiro's door, the Cyborgs were released. Number 17, number 18, and number 21, who the gang was shocked to see was Yamcha. Number 21 handily defeated the Super Saiyans, leaving them wounded but alive, before heading off separately to the other cyborgs to find Goku. Trunks and Vegeta come too, after each being handed a Senzu Bean by Gohan. Both stand in silence while the group discuss what happened and the way to move past it. Suddenly, both Vegeta and Trunks blast off in different directions. Piccolo sighs and heads off towards Kami's lookout, while Tenshinhan and Gohan take Bulma and Yajirobe home, and hunker down, not knowing where Krillin and Goku are. Speaking of Krillin, Piccolo managed to get the message out that Yamcha is a cyborg now, and under the control of his programming. Krillin knows that Yamcha can sense energy, and he knows where they go to hide, so he and Goku end up going to Jingle Village by airship with Chi-Chi. I have a feeling that Goku would have mentioned this place in Android number 8 to Krillin at some point. Once they arrive, Suno and Eita put them up. Meanwhile, the cyborgs arrive at Goku's house and find it completely empty, number 21 arriving moments later. This is the last place Krillin's energy signature was felt, so they all beeline here. This time, the heroes have no time to sit around, as Yamcha and number 16 can both sense energy, and number 17 and number 18 want to crack at Goku. The only place they can find energy from the group is Piccolo up on the lookout, so they begin heading there next. They arrive there just in time for Piccolo's power-up. Number 17 tries to start a fight here, but Piccolo points out that there's a bigger threat down below. Number 21 leaves to hunt Goku, not wanting to waste time, and the other cyborgs follow suit, leaving Piccolo to his mission. Shortly afterwards, Piccolo arrives in Ginger Town and discovers an empty place full of clothing. Here he meets Imperfect Cell, and this fight goes the same way as the original. At the end of the fight, instead of Trunks and Krillin, it's number 21 who arrives, having sensed Goku. Cell escapes, as always, using the Taioken. Now, with Goku out of action, Krillin is still watching the news, and as such, he hears about Ginger Town. But he doesn't want to leave Goku and the others. Suno and Chi-Chi are both very appreciative of Krillin being here to protect them if anything goes wrong. Meanwhile, Cell has realized that if he spikes his energy, number 21 and Piccolo will come running. So instead he lies low and waits for his moment, absorbing people at every opportunity. This goes on for days, until eventually number 16, number 17 and number 18 make their way to Kame House, where they find a frustrated Tenshinhan and Piccolo, but no Goku. Frustrated at finding Piccolo here again, number 17 starts a fight with him. Meanwhile, Gohan and Bulma went to investigate the other time machine, reporting their findings to the others. Trunks isn't with them, of course, he's off brooding somewhere right now, as is Vegeta. Gohan doesn't know where his mother and father are, and of course he's worried. At that very second, Goku appears in front of him, and they teleport over to Vegeta. Goku tells Vegeta that there's a place that they can train for a whole year in a single day, which gets him interested. They teleport to Trunks, but he's not interested at all. He's more curious about Piccolo's energy spiking and says that he'll head over to help. He isn't throwing a tantrum because he knows that he's still stronger than Piccolo. The others end up at the lookout, and Vegeta decides to go in alone, having already seen Grade 2, so Vegeta already knows what he has to do, and it takes him less than 3 months to achieve it. He comes out after half a day, having mastered Grade 2 and achieving Grade 3. Meanwhile, Piccolo's fight has drawn Cell out of hiding. The fight here goes exactly the same way as the original, Piccolo losing outright and number 16 being outplayed. Shortly afterwards, Tenshinhan arrives and blasts Cell into a hole, ultimately collapsing. While Cell is searching for number 18, Goku still teleports in to save Piccolo and Tenshinhan. By the time number 21 arrives on the scene, Cell is begging Trunks to let him power up again. Trunks, with a confident smile, says that he can do it if it'll make him a challenge. Having heard the whole conversation and catching what has happened, and also being able to sense Cell's power, number 21 attacks him, forcing Trunks to hold him off. Without Krillin here to help, this gives Cell all the opening he needs to blind them and absorb number 18. Cell is now perfect, and Vegeta arrives just in time to see it. After number 21 is easily knocked aside, Trunks, of course, goes first against Perfect Cell, and his Grade 2 gets slammed. Cell goads Trunks by telling him that his precious Gohan was going to come back in time to help him out, in a second time machine. Without the cyborgs, it was far easier to build a second machine, and even increase the cockpit space. But Cell got the jump on him before he could jump in. He managed to drain Gohan's energy just enough that he stood a chance, but Gohan just used Grade 2. And when it became clear that Gohan was so much stronger than him, Cell blinded him and jumped in the time machine, pressing the button and arriving back in the past. He didn't even need to revert to his larval state this time around. Trunks' mother had made it far too easy for him. Trunks goes berserk, but even after unleashing a full power burning attack, Cell just regenerates and breaks Trunks, knocking him out. Vegeta, knowing it's a bad idea and not ready yet, is forced to go into Grade 3. And the fight goes pretty much the same way as Trunks' fight did in the original. Vegeta, however, realises that he can't keep up and drops back to Grade 2, using his immediate boost in speed to his advantage. But he does lack the power to back it up. Cell still wins this fight, and issues a challenge. Get stronger in the next 10 days, and they'll fight again. Keep an eye on the news. Vegeta, under his breath, admits that he's proud of his son, even if letting that monster power up was a stupid, prideful move. Seeing Trunks act just as he would have opens Vegeta's eyes a little, speeding along his character development just a tad. Number 21 wakes up, blood running down his face. Vegeta? What do you want, scrap heap? I'm me again. The damage to number 21's head had broken the control chip, allowing Yamcha to return to his senses at last. Number 16 also comes forward, saying that he wants to help defeat Cell. Vegeta tells them both to do what they want, picking up Trunks and taking him to the lookout. Here they get their senzu beans and watch out for news of Cell. It isn't long before Goku and Gohan emerge from the room, at Grade 4. They are just as powerful as the original, urging Vegeta to go back into the Room of Spirit and Time, this time with a cursing Trunks. 10 days pass, and the Cell games have begun. And that's where we'll leave things for right now. So, what do you guys think? How do Vegeta and Trunks get along in the room? With Krillin not meeting number 18 earlier in the story, what happens in his love life? And what about Yamcha? How will this trauma change him as a character? Tune in next time to find out. I'd like to give a shout out to my channel members Adiriel and Raven, and my super tier patron Guilty Violet. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I hope you enjoyed this What If, and if you did, please feel free to leave me a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.